Alright, so I have a few questions to ask you guys about the Banneker recycling system. Do you guys know if Banneker even has a recycling system?
Yes. I know they have a recycling club.
Recycling club. Do you guys have a recycling dumpster?
I don't know about that.
But they're recycling bins.
Yeah.
Well, there's no dumpster in your school, so the recycling bins actually don't go anywhere.
I don't think they do.
We don't have a dumpster.
There's no dumpster.
We really don't. Why do we have a recycling club?
Exactly, there's no dumpster for you guys. So you guys thought you were recycling, but maybe put a little bit more pressure on your administration to ask where the recycling is actually going, because it's not going into a dumpster and it's getting all mixed together. All right, thank you very much. So we're here at Coolidge, and we have Joshua Hayes, who is a 9th grader at Coolidge High School. Joshua, can you tell me what do you know about the Coolidge recycling system?
I didn't know we have.
You don't? Well, Coolidge actually doesn't have a recycling system. And so what do you do with all your recyclable stuff, like paper in class? Like, what do you do with it?
I just put it in my book bag.
Yeah.
When I go home, I decide to clean my book bag out. Sometimes I recycle.
But you've never seen a recycling bin in Coolidge High School?
No.
Can you imagine all the paper that goes to waste every day and all the cans and stuff? So do you recycle at home? You do? So do you think kids at Coolidge are aware of how their school doesn't recycle at all or anything like that?
Probably a few. I never really noticed it until you asked.
Yeah, you never noticed it, right? So this is something for you maybe to bring up to your principal if you ever see him yo, why don't we have a recycling program? And so yeah, but thank you. We're here at Roosevelt, and I'm talking to a few Roosevelt students about the recycling system. So do you guys know whether or not Roosevelt has a recycling system?
No, we do not recycle.
Okay, first of all, Roosevelt does have a recycling system, but they do not pressure us enough to use the recycling system. So bottles are all on the floor, all in the school. It's pretty unhealthy for the planet. So yeah.
So are there recycling bins in any of the classrooms?
Yeah, but we don't really use it. Out of all the teachers in the school, only one teacher really stresses the recycling process.
Really? And do you know whether or not there's a dumpster at Roosevelt for recycling?
Yeah, actually it's over there somewhere, but nobody uses that either. So.
Yeah, because when I called Roosevelt, they told me that there's no recycling system in place at Roosevelt.
It really is.
DCPS is.
It's pathetic.
And so what do you guys do with your paper and your bottles and
throw it in the trash. Or leave it where
trash?
it is.
And no one even questions
No, they're trying, but they're not succeeding.
Mm-hmm. See. And so what do you think are the necessary steps to be taken for Roosevelt to get a good recycling system?
First, it takes participation. It takes adults taking their part in doing it, because us kids we follow after adults' footsteps. So if they do their job, we'll do our job.
Okay, so you think awareness is a very important part, right?
Correct.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any comments about recycling?
I think everybody should recycle, and it should be a necessary part of life to get back to the community, but nobody really recycles.
And do you think it should be obligatory that all DCPS high schools recycle?
Yeah, I do.
So I'm here at Cardozo High School and with a few students asking about the recycling system here. I wanted to know, do you guys know whether or not Cardozo has a recycling system?
No, they do not, because they are cheap as hell. They're so cheap.
So when I called Cardozo, they admitted that there's no recycling system in place at the school.
I don't think there's a trash can in this.
There's not a single recycling bin, and you guys don't have a recycling dumpster. And so, how do you guys feel about this when you think about all the paper that must come out of a school? Does anyone even think about the consequences of not recycling at a school this big?
Not really. It's fucked up that they don't recycle, but it really doesn't matter to me.
So is there no pressure at all from the adults in the building to recycle or to?
None at all. They don't even try to push for recycling system. They don't try.
So do you guys recycle at home?
Yeah, I recycle at home. The little blue bin. Yeah, we recycle. I've been recycling always.
So you guys recycle at home, but not at school. So what do you think are the necessary steps to be taken for a school like Cardozo to start a good recycling program?
Create its own section for all the waste papers that they be using. Store the paper right there, recycle the paper.
Get people involved.
So do you think the pressure from like adults would like help if like adults actually cared?
I think that the adults are just gonna think it's an extra thing for their job to do. And they're just not
So you don't think adults are like fully like into the idea of having a recycling program? All right. Well, thank you very much. So we're here at Bell Multicultural School, and we're talking about the DCPS recycling problems and Bell's recycling problems. So can you guys tell me whether or not Bell has a recycling system?
No, we don't. No.
Do you guys have any bins whatsoever in your school?
No.
We have not that. We throw tons and tons of packets of paper that's
Yes.
either used or not used in the regular garbage.
So do you guys at home, do any of you recycle?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
You guys,
recycling bins.
so you guys all
everywhere.
recycle. So what do you think is the reason for Bell not recycling?
Stingy.
Stingy. Do you think it has anything to do with the pressure? There's no pressure being given
Yeah.
by the adults?
There is, I don't know about the adults, but I know our student president for class 11, 12, I don't know about 10 and 9, but they most definitely have asked numerous amounts of times when we're going to get recycling bins.
So do any of the adults in the building try and convince you guys to recycle, or do any of them try to put up a recycling program?
Our science teachers.
This is short though.
So what do you think's missing? If people like want to do it, like why don't you think Bell's being able to recycle?
Enforcement from our principal.
There's no enforcement, so there's no like administration encouragement, right?
Yeah. There's like not a big voice saying like, oh, come on, let's recycle.
So what do you think is the primary thing Bell needs to like make that step? Like, do you think it's funding from DCPS, like
I think
get the
maybe
bins in?
We need like a requestment for someone who's bigger than our principal and bigger than our staff itself to say, hey, you guys need a recycling bin.
S-
Because-
like DCPS, right?
yeah.
Exactly. Hey, well, thank you, all of you.